and welcome to another episode of The Other News. The Other News is what happens when news is high on fresh farming. It gets sweeter. All right, we have a fun-packed show for you tonight. My guest in the studio today is the SDP candidate for Mushi 2 Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, Dapo Kasumu in the building, please. Make some noise. And in case you were wondering, also on the show, we'll be seeing our correspondents, Dan the Humorous and Binta Badmos, in their full element. All that and more. But first, as always, is the Other News headlines. IGP Ibrahim Idris has passed on the mantle of Inspector General of Police to Abubakar Adamu. IGP Idris will be remembered for serving our dear country, but he will also be remembered for a lot of things.
And this he moved here, I don't know, he didn't even spend a day, he went to Nasarawa. It's only now I'm knowing that.
Please hold it, I beg. Maybe by the time the robber fee, the season now
But most of all, for this.
Apprehensive transmission in the transmission.
Well, sir, I hope you have an easy and enjoyable transmission into retirement. The Armed Forces Remembrance Day is a day to celebrate the gallant soldiers who have fallen so that Nigeria can keep standing. It is a day where our finger-pointing politicians have to keep a united front. But he still managed to produce this photo between our leaders. See Professor Shibanjo Shah? He just did look Saraki like, remember this Remembrance Day. We'll soon deal with you. And Saraki is like, we're going to see. Anyway, Director General of the National Task Force on Small Arms, Light and Chemical Weapons, Dr. Emmanuel Okereke, has said that some politicians have been stockpiling ammunition ahead of the general election. So some of these politicians want to take us back to pre-democratic times. I mean, they said 10-year challenge. But these ones want to take us 30 years back into the military regime. We just look now. A Nigerian doctor has revealed that children are not immune to hypertension. I believe that one, yes. Especially Nigerian children. Yes? When a mother will shout, hey, Chijioke! How many times did I call you? Why would children not have hypertension? In other news, the highest judge of the highest court in the land is at the center of confusion some people will call high-profile Higi-Haga.
Code of Conduct Bureau filed 6 counts criminal charges against the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onoye.
Now this kind of story where they give headache and turn beleo. You see, the timing of how they time this matter, let some organs warning other organs to take their time.
Now their target is to destroy the judiciary, the last hope of the common man.
Meanwhile, others looked at the timing like fruit and said, this timing is very ripe. Now, lawyers are confused about who can try the CJN and how he can be tried.
Now, if the Court of Appeal has said clearly that the first step to take if we are dissatisfied with the conduct of a judicial officer is to report him to the NJC.
And you know there's nothing lawyers like more than trying each other.
It is a duty of the Attorney General to recommend to the Code of Conduct Bureau any public officer who has infringed the law.
So in spite of all this, the CJN is innocent until proven guilty. Because guilt is not by dollar account or even Gandola. And the executive too can't be declared guilty yet because we can't see their heart. We all know that some doctors can, see heart, but that's foreign doctors. Yeah. The bottom line here is that the rule of law must prevail. Whether Confucian likes it or is doing like monitoring spirit, it doesn't matter. The rule of law is the rule of law. They should figure out whatever court, tribunal, or bar to try the CJN after all this confusion has cleared. Because this matter gave weight past one day ago. So with all the confusion going on, Nigerians, we must make sure the government, they move with hand sanitizer. all the people that like to cry, hey, Sirapo, Amnesty International, all the Twitter philosophers, even Association of Free Leaders across all the bus stops in the country, we must make sure that government drop the Ojoro bat for this election. After all, the EFCC, as we speak, are looking at some Buhari supporters like this. Allegedly. So let us move from the higgy-haga to something that is easy to assimilate. We have been promised a free and fair election. So we must ensure the confusion doesn't infect the electoral process. So let us shine our eyes and polish our PVC so that this election will be free of partiality and fair according to the rule of law. That is not asking for too much. Yeah, he runs a successful business and he's currently running as the SDP candidate for Federal House of Representatives, Mushi 2 constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome the one and only Bakassi. Dakwa, you're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome. You're a member of the SDP, and we know what is happening in the SDP. So are you team Jerry Ghana or are you team Donald Duke?
No, I'm not team anybody right now. He's in court, so we'll leave it as that.
You're team Dakwa.
I'm team Dakwa.
You're just minding your business.
At this point in time.
Okay. You've criticized the payment of the kind of package that lawmakers take home as payment, which is expected anyway. Most people do that just before they get into office. Suddenly they realize, well, the pay package is okay. It's not that bad. All right. In view of the wage tug of war, the minimum wage tug of war, what do you think is payment package that is good for workers? If you were to suggest.
The 30,000, it's, as we all know, cannot take any worker home. So it shouldn't be, it's a no-brainer for them to agree on the 30,000. We have so much waste in this country. The public servants, the public waste so much resources, and so much resources has even embezzled that it's unconscionable to say that we can't afford to pay 30,000. The argument that if you increase it, there's going to be inflation, it's untenable. So at least as a first step, we should start with the 30,000 and it should be graduated upwards. It's overdue. Even according to the law, it's supposed to be every 3 years. They've not done it since.
But, sometimes it's troubling. Why is it so difficult for us to pay that minimum wage? Why do you think it's so difficult?
The issue is the waste in the system. Yeah. Because it's going to balloon the recurrent expedition of the government. So if you increase it, right? But if you reduce the waste, the leakages in the government,
and the security vote or inflated security vote.
If you scrap it, you have enough funds to plow back to pay these people.
Okay. As part of your campaign promise, you said you are going to give out 1 million naira for to support tech startups, and we're wondering is that the problem of the people in Mushi? Is that the area where they urgently need assistance? Okay. Because it looks like the one thing that you're really hammering on.
Okay, let me just give you the background why I made. It's a part of amongst others. Okay. The major issue there is youth unemployment. Yeah. It's not peculiar to Mushi. It's a national issue right now. And the issue now is that we're not even preparing these youth for jobs of the future. So what I've said to the people that have been consulted is this. This money is that these guys, we don't even have an idea. Thanks to Uber Sani, we have an idea of what the senators get. But for the House of Rep, it's still murky. We're not even sure. So what I'm telling them is that complete transparency. That 70% of whatever comes to me, we're going to plow it back into a trust fund. Okay. Properly managed trust fund. From that trust fund, we want to use part of it to build a vocational center. But part of even the people on the board of the trust fund will be ward leaders. So everybody's aware because it's actually their money.
Fantastic. Anyway, I'm sure they are listening to you. And you all are listening. Please don't even go anywhere because shortly, Binta Badmus and Dan the Humorous will be unleashing whatever they have for you today. Don't even go anywhere. We'll continue the interview.
Bamidele Alabi Adegbite. Oba Oshao, concerning the construction of Jeba Eyen Quarry Road, which was abandoned for so many years that the road was not passable before. Almost 5 hours before getting to Jeba from Shao here, when the road was not constructed. But now, within 45 minutes, I can get to Jeba.
My name is Alhaji Abdul Qadir Alabi Adibara, the Oba of Jeba. We people living here, we have to thank federal government for job down to repair the road, which made it easier for us to travel from Jeba to Ilorin and back.
Our correspondents, Binta Badmos and Dan the Humorous, are standing by to do their thing. But first, we must complete our conversation with Dabo. Okay, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, is facing corruption.
Declaration of
declaration of assets. You know, we don't even know what name to call it. The whole thing is confusing. So, do you think it's a plus for the war against corruption, or considering the timing, is too political? Can it be called political witch hunt, or is it part of the fight against corruption?
My take on this is that there's nobody above the law. If you're found wanting, you should face the music. But the challenge here is this: the speed in which it was taken. He said it was within 3 days. We have other issues, other cases that's never.
I never knew that it could be that fast.
True.
You know, it's good for us.
There's a process that needs to go, according to the lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. That needs to go before it's taken to the CCB or CCT or whatever it's called. That process wasn't taken. Yes, the argument is that it can't be a judge on his case if you take him to the NJC, because he's the chairman of NJC. You won't probably get justice there. But that is the process. Until that is changed, you follow the process. So that's true. The timing is worrisome. There's an election in less than a month, and the guys that's going to adjudicate issues, you're now taking him to court. It's a cause for concern.
Now, what would have sparked your interest? You were doing your business and doing very well, and you decided, you know what, we need to jump into the political fray and also make impact.
Doing very well is relative, though.
Okay, you're doing your business and not doing well.
All right.
So why that decision? What happened?
I've always had interest in politics, and we in the private sector will say, no, leave the politician, it's dangerous to we can't change this country, this society, if there's an apathy.
If good men continue to stay away from politics.
You can't, because we'll leave it to people that are morally challenged or bankrupt to run a country. If you can't continue that way, if good men doesn't step into the ring, it might be difficult initially, but you need to chip the system, you need to keep trying to change the process. That's why, I put my hat in the ring. I know it's a long shot, it's not a walk in the park, but it's the first step. Yeah.
So now that you're in it, looking at your constituency, what is that one thing? Because, you're not going to be the governor of the state. You're running to represent them. So there are a few things that you can do. Okay. All right? So what is that one thing that, if given the opportunity to fix, that you have seen in Mushi that you would like to fix?
Youth unemployment. Is massive. It's a problem, because it's what leads to criminality there. There's so much criminality, gangsterism going on there. But if you positively engage these youths, I've been engaging them. The major challenge is lack of mentorship. Nobody to direct them on what to do. Because people leave them to roam the streets. A lot of them are dropouts from the secondary school. They don't have vocational centers. They don't have any form of mentorship of what to do. That is the main issue.
But with the state government saying they're doing so much in the state, why is that the case?
Don't let us go into the state government issue.
Let us go into it. Why are we avoiding it?
Because,
are we afraid of?
No. Because if we start, we will not live here. That's why. The APC is part of the problem of youth unemployment. They've empowered their enforcers, who are the Agberos, the motor park guys.
Hey, but that is also youth empowerment.
Wait now.
They've empowered thugs.
They empowered thugs. So the youth now see them as mentors. So they don't want to go to school. They see it as a pathway to success when the thugs become billionaires. So they are the major cause of this youth restiveness and unemployment in that area and across the states. Because they've empowered these guys over the last 20 years. And they say, why do I need to go to school now?
So suddenly you're educated, but the thug is your mentor.
Exactly.
Dr. Thank you very much for all this revelation. It's been nice talking to you. All right, we are still here. It's the other news. Don't even go anywhere. The show continues. Choices are never easy to make, especially when the options are just too many. Well, thankfully, our special correspondent, Binta Badmus, is here to help narrow down some of these options in a segment we like to call Binta Takes the Temperature.
The 2019 elections are around the corner, and everywhere I go, I see campaign posters. Now, what catches my attention about these posters is the appearance of the candidates in them. And it makes me wonder if this whole thing is a fashion parade, because these candidates are dressed in their best attires, armed with a charming pose, and then an alluring smile. So since it's the season of posters, and as one who is not too young to run, I deserve a poster of my own. But wait. Do these candidates actually think by just looking at the posters, we say, yes, that's my guy? Well, what qualities should Nigerians expect of their leaders as they go to the polls on February 16, 2019? I guess it's time to take the temperature and find out what they really want.
First, I want an educated leader.
A leader with a vision. The person having, the matters of the people at heart.
We want a good leader that will represent us well, that will make the future bright for us.
A leader that we have a conscience.
A good leader should be able to understand his people, one. He should always stand for his people.
A good leader must be a businessman.
I want someone that looks serious and, that is ready to face Nigeria's business.
A leader should be God-fearing.
Honesty is the best policy. If anybody is not honest, you cannot entrust anybody's lives into the hands of that person. There must be desire. I want to do this. This is what has been missing. Then you link up with the missing link. You use the missing link and then provide what is necessary. And flexibility. You should be able to carry a lot of people along with you. Let us, let them see what you are about, what you are bringing to the table for them.
Forget about the poster. It's personality.
Appearances are notoriously deceptive.
These posters, they dirty our environment for me.
We are not going for beauty pageants. So why do we need a beautiful or ugly leader? We need a leader that has sense.
They all know what we lack. Provide the necessary things for the people. Whether you are handsome, whether you are ugly, whether you are anything, what people desire is not your look. It's what you bring on the table for them.
A good leader don't bother about his facial appearance or the way you look.
Leadership is about service. It's not even about doing fine boy or fashion. It's about service. If you look at other countries, they might not even be as handsome as this, but they are giving their country what they need.
Forget about someone up, they are smiling. We want people that are credible. We were once having a leader that doesn't laugh, but he performs excellently. And people are still talking about him. That is just it.
Safe to say, during the last elections, fine smiles and swag were enough for Nigerians. But going by the temperature level right now, Nigerians want more from their leaders. I am Binta Badmus for the other news.
3G is great. 4G is better. You don't know what you're missing till you experience it. Buy an Airtel SIM to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. In case you have a form of amnesia, this is still the other news. Debates necessary, but the way people are avoiding it, you don't reach to ask them, how should debates be done? Are special skills required? These are questions which only our senior correspondent on Debate Matters has the answers to. Dan. Alpha.
How are you? You know, today I'm not on an adumbrative capacity, but on a dedicative level. That's why I had to look like a professor who is not under the shackles of ASU, but who is eating ASU. You understand? So, you know, a lot of debates have been happening, you know, thus far, and we are getting ready for the big one, the Super Bowl of debates, okay? It's coming on the 19th. So we have been observing a few debates that have happened, and we decided on our own to help out these our candidates with a few tips. Number one, listen, I know it's campaign period. You are busy. You're moving from place to place. But please, come straight from your house on that day. So that when moderator asks you, where were you? You will not now be in a position to say, I were in a few places before I weren't where, I wasn't where, I were. You understand what I'm trying to say? Good. Number two, it is a presidential debate and not secondary school debate. So we don't have time for good day moderators, panel of judges, accurate, thank you, by co-debaters and viewers at home. Neither is it a shout-out show where I want to say, I want to thank my mommy, I want to thank my daddy, I want to thank... Don't be like this, Maoga.
The moderator, first of all, I want to give glory to God. My sincere gratitude also goes to the NEDG.
Before he will now make his point, they say, time up. You spent it on greeting. No greeting is allowed. Number three, come with your rich CV to intimidate your contestants, whether it's necessary or not, such as this, my Ogadem.
First person that set up what we see today as the Lekki Free Trade Zone. I was the first person that set up the Security Trust Fund. I was the first person that set up the first pension board in this country. I was the first person that brought the payout.
My brother, come with your CV. The one they send you, the one where they don't send you. You never can know. Sell everything. Number four, which is very important, come with a buzzword. A word that people will remember you for. Like Peter Obi was doing China. Owolabi Salis was doing Commonwealth. Because that is an indication of where you should be, just in case you don't win the election. So say hello to your new Chinese ambassador and your new Commonwealth Secretary General, Peter Obi and Owolabi Salis. Maybe Owolabi will go and replace Emeka Onyoko. Like, for example, now, if I'm a candidate now, okay, ask me a question now as a candidate. Let me tell you where I'm supposed to be.
Okay, what are you going to do to diversify the economy, say, in agriculture?
Look, the ruling party has turned the agricultural sector into a strip club. I will make sure that the endlessness of strip club in our petroleum industry should stop. They should not treat our economy like the strip club. You understand? That way now, if I don't win, you know where to find me. You understand? Now, number 5, okay? Some of your co-debaters might begin to say some things that you don't like. Come with your Yimu face. But you know, it's national TV, so you won't bring the local Yimu. You do the classy Yimu, like Oga Abaje, when Samolu was talking anyhow. You see? Now, importantly, number 6, if you are asked a question that you do not know anything about, not big exam be this, open up. If you don't know the answer, open up, like our auntie.
Well, we've never been in government before, but the people that are presently and those that were have said a lot about the subsidy. I think you throw a question to us, but I don't think, as I'm standing here today, have much to contribute, but to throw it to Nigerians.
Oh, that's so nice. They throw it to you, you throw it back to Nigeria. You're playing football with us. Oh, that's so nice. I know these moderators, they're also a problem. They can behave as if they are too sharp. So, should any moderator try to throw any allegation against you, be like our chairman. Yes, Obasanjo, who said he should substantiate it. And in case these sharp moderators want to now try to substantiate it, ask them, who substantiated this substantiation that you're doing? In fact, who paid the subsidy of the subscription of this substantiation that gave it substance? Even the moderator will shock. Don't lock up, don't let them catch you anyhow. Number 7, and very importantly, come with your A game. Come with your brilliance. Answer questions that, like Julius Ago will say, we leave them overgasted and flabberwhelmed. That is the higher form of flabbergasted and overwhelmed. That it will take them 3 days to think about what you said, if it makes sense. By that time, debate don't finish. Okay, for example, ask me a question now.
Okay, what will your government do to protect us from climate change?
Listen, when my government comes into power May 29th, we will make sure that the psychological aspect that has put us in an idiosyncrasy level, we will look into the centrifugal and centripetal forces and make sure they collide on a non-consensual innuendo that has put Nigeria in a stratosphere of geometric incongruency. See, they're even confused. And on that note, we wish the debaters and we, the viewers at home, good luck, success, and a lot of
I just hate to say this, but this brings us to the end of another sweet episode. I told you it will be fun. Well, the fun doesn't have to end. Just follow us at the Other News CTV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Hear that amazing live studio audience. Yes. Yeah, well, you see, that could be you. Just call the numbers on your screen. Our people say, fire and gunpowder do not sleep together. See you again, same time, same place next week. My name is Okey. Hasta la vista, baby.